What's happening? Tiki and Tierney on the fan. Tiki, this is the worst Yankees team this century. Now, before anybody starts jumping down my throat,
What?
It's early. Don't waste your time with that. I don't want to hear that it's early. All right? That I don't. I can have a million discussions about these Yankees. I don't want to hear that it's early.
Okay.
That I don't want to hear. All right? It's the worst Yankee team this century. I don't even see a playoff team.
What?
I don't see a playoff
They
team.
perennially make the playoffs.
That's
of course
great.
they're making the playoffs.
Fantastic. Starting pitching is really not good. The bullpen, really not that good. And the everyday lineup ain't it. And it's really unfair to expect Judge to replicate what he did a year ago, which masked a lot of the same deficiencies that we're seeing this year. You know, and by the way, I tweeted yesterday, I said, can somebody, and I even said it on the show, obviously, can somebody please point out to me how these 2023 Yankees are different than the 2022 Yankees? Well, you know what? I actually, the answer hit me last night. They are different, but they're worse. Because last year they had Matt Carpenter banging 15 home runs in 47 games with an OPS over 1,100.
Good point.
And at least they had a functional left fielder in Benintendi for half the season.
Doesn't this feel more
Dude,
like,
they're not good.
So currently they are not. They're about to get swept by the Minnesota Twins, but it is what it is. Who is a very similar team, and a bit younger, and I think probably going in a different trajectory than the Yankees are currently going. But doesn't this also feel like growing pains with so many new faces, young faces on this roster? I mean, Volpe booted another one last night. He didn't even really boot it. He didn't get to it. It was just, it was an odd hop, and he misplayed it grossly.
Guys, a little defensive funk. His at-bats were phenomenal.
Of course.
Great at-bats.
Yep, great at-bats, which you'll take.
Yeah.
But you kind of almost want the defensive prowess to be consistent as opposed to the offensive, consistency starting to develop. But this is 3 straight games for Volpe. So, again, growing pains. Peraza's the same way. And Cabrera, they're just young. And
I don't know if these guys are going to hit.
It's an
I don't know if they're gonna hit.
but it's an odd mix of youth and age. And the age is letting you down because Giancarlo Stanton is hurt.
What else is new?
Donaldson is hurt. And these guys, these veterans who, let's be real. We thought they would be, I don't want to say contributors because it's undermining what I'm trying to say, but they were going to be an important part of this. They're not available, and therefore you're stuck with young kids trying to grow and learn in real time. Of course, you're going to go through some tough stretches, and right now they're going through a tough stretch. But I can't say this team is not going to be a playoff team. I can't see that.
Can you
all.
say that they are?
You know what? I have belief that they'll get right because the pitching will get better because of health. Eventually, Giancarlo Stanton will be back. I mean, I hope so, even though 6 weeks seems like a really long time. And Donaldson, maybe I don't really necessarily care about, but at least when he's back, you feel like there's depth, there's options. I think they're just going through a tough time because of injury and youth. And I can't see this team as not making the playoffs.
I don't think they're good. As a matter of fact, I know that they're not good. This is not a good baseball team. It's not. It's the same team that they roll out year after year. Although Brian Cashman has not earned the right to rebuild this team the way this team needs to be rebuilt. Boy, really enunciate there, huh? Yeah. Really stress those syllables. I mean, you can play that every day, Dove. I'll stand by those words. Why you got a 4-year contract? I had no idea. Listen, I said about a week or so ago, and I mean this, it stopped being fun bagging on Aaron Hicks a while ago. It doesn't take intelligence. At this point, it's just overly repetitive. It's boring. I mean, but the guy just can't be on the team, man. The moment Harrison Bader is active, that guy's got to be sent packing. That's it. You have to eat the money. Aaron Hicks can't play, dude. I don't know what else to tell him. The guy's bumped in with 2 outs. He can't catch pop-ups. He's you know what? He's not even the biggest issue. I'm going to stay. It's not even fun bagging on the poor guy. He is a shell of himself, but he can't be on the team because he represents what's wrong with this team. A lack of energy and a lack of production. Now, I started the show saying that this is the worst Yankees team of the century. And it is. All right? And there's 4 of the years that are vying for the top slot of worst Yankee teams this century.
That's a lot of years.
Well, it's 2023, so it encompasses a couple decades. Back in 2008, the Yankees went 89-73. Back in 2013, they were 85-77. Back in 2014, they were 84-78. And in 2016, they were 84-78. So, the 13, 14, 16 lump was, attrition, veterans, icons aging out. I understood that. And I was fine with it. And this is not overreacting to an early April or a mid-ish April, a late April game at this point. The Yankees just don't have it. And the rest of the league's getting better. The Rays aren't some cute little story. They're smacking bombs. Mm-hmm. The Twins, they don't fear the Yankees anymore. Listen to this stat. This is a true statistic. The Oakland A's have more hits than the New York Yankees. This is the roster. Again, I always go back to Cashman. It's not Boone's fault. What do you want Boone to do? Try to steal 9 times a game? Have 5 hit and runs? Drop down 3 suicide squeezes? I mean, is it Aaron Boone's fault? They get first and second on last night, nobody out. Rizzo barely swings the bat? Is that really Aaron Boone's fault? It's not. The team's not good. I mean, you got to realize. Now, that doesn't mean we don't root for them. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean they're not going to fool us when they go on a little run and they hit some bombs and they mask the deficiencies of like last year with John. But where is this team going? Where is this team going?
I can't.
Tell me.
Do you really believe they're not making the playoffs?
I think right now the Yankees are not a playoff team.
Right now they're not. But,
okay.
But eventually they're going to get right.
I stopped. I don't know that.
Eventually, well, they're going to get healthy.
Okay.
And that's half the battle.
Okay, and then they'll get hurt again because they're old and broken down, and that's their record. Stanton's a piece of glass, and Donaldson's done. This is it.
This Yankee team is a team in transition. There's no doubt about that.
Transition from what?
Transition from an old, broken down team to one that's getting younger. And hopefully the bridge is stable enough for that transition to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I look, Volpe's if he keeps
I got no problems with Volpe.
I don't either.
Love him.
Peraza, Cabrera, all those guys. They're big parts of where this team is going. The transition from the old team that we saw last year to the team that we're seeing this year is sometimes it's rough, but you can't jump off the bandwagon and say they're going to be terrible and not make the postseason this year.
Because I watch them every night and I see a lackluster team with no real athleticism, no hitters
Now they were frustrating yesterday.
No, they've been frustrating the whole year, and they've been frustrating for 5 years. It's the same team. You know what's crazy about this too, and I want this to marinate. Let this settle there for a moment. This is the team that the Yankees surround Aaron Judge with and Garrett Cole in their absolute primes. This is the team that you roll out? Well, it ain't good enough. 877-337-6666. The roster's in shambles, and Cashman's responsible for it. I mean, that's it. I don't know how else to say it. I've said it since the day I came here at WFAN. And it's not personal. Brian Cashman's a Hall of Famer. Brian Cashman, this team is... I can honestly build a better team. I know that you laugh, but I honestly believe in my mind that I could.
If you spent the money, of course you could.
Yeah, well, all right. I mean, I can't imagine that many people are going to disagree with what I've said so far. This team stinks. They're boring. They're slow. They're 2 home run dependent. This ain't it. All right. Let's get to you. Let's get Danny and Tom's River first up on the fan. What's happening, Danny?
How you guys doing?
What's up,
Dan.
man?
I totally agree with you, BT. I'm a Yankee. I'm so jealous of the Rays right now. It's just off, how much money they spend and how good they are and their farm system. It's ridiculous. I think the Yankees are probably, the 5th best team in the AL right now?
Around there. Blue Jays are better. Twins are better so far. Rays are certainly better. Orioles are coming. I mean, listen, the Rangers look pretty damn good. I mean, yeah, maybe.
Can't forget the Astros.
Well, the Astros aren't playing great, but the Astros own us, so you got to throw the Astros some bones there.
They beat the Rays yesterday, which is saying something.
Yeah.
So I know you guys don't want to, place the blame on Boone, but this team's got no spark. You know what I mean?
But what can he do?
I know, you're right, but something. What does Buck do? Showalter. I mean, that team's got more spark than the Yankees.
They didn't have any last night. Mets looked awful.
All right, well, can't win everything.
Listen, that was an ugly game for the Mets. I watched both of them. That was not good. But again, coming off a nice road trip, I mean, you give the Mets a pass here. Yankees are just, they've been languishing for years. And again, I would be the first to say, and listen, I'll even grant you that I am not above overreacting. I mean, I'm a passionate person. I watch it all. I process it all. It matters to me. And when when something matters that much, sometimes you can overreact. Mm-hmm. I get that. This is not about the first 24, 25 games of the season. This is about last season and the season before and the season before and the construction of the team with no change in sight. Now, you keep telling me, Teak, Peraza, Cabrera, I'm not sure that they're good enough.
I'm not either, but I feel like they're going through the growing pains of having young players be dependent upon to be productive. And that's just, you can't guarantee that. And the way that you push that down the road is by having veteran options. The problem right now is that they're hoping that those young kids grow up quickly. And if they don't, there's no option behind them because all the vets are hurt. That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Now, do they ever get healthy? I mean, I hope so. I assume so. But this is why when, last week we see Giancarlo Stanton talking about how it's unacceptable, his injuries, and he puts the team in a bad spot. All you want to scream is, well, no, you know what? Of course. Stay healthy. Figure out a way to. It's the same nonsense every single year with Giancarlo Stanton.
Yep.
And so even though he's acknowledging it and taking blame or showing culpability for not being available for this team, it pisses you off more because he's acknowledging. You know what I mean? It's like if someone makes a mistake and says, "Oh yeah, my bad," and that mistake is devastating, and it's, "Oh, my bad." You don't accept the apology, and that's how you feel. That's why you get angry about it because. I don't. It's too simple to say fix it, but stay healthy. But figure out a way to stay healthy. This team needs you, especially right now when they're going through these growing pains with all these young kids and not having any options behind them. That's why this team stinks right now.
Let's get Eric in Massapequa. Well, up next on the Fan Tiki and Tierney Show. Eric, what's happening, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, great. How are you guys?
Good.
This is the same story, BT. I'm so in agreement with you. They go into the season. Everyone knew Stan was going to get hurt. He gets hurt the first month. Aaron Hicks stinks. We still play him 5 days a week. This team was constructed by Cashman. This team stinks. They depend on the same guys who stink. Donaldson stinks. They think Judge is going to hit 62 again. He's not. That was a once-in-a-lifetime season.
Yep,
Their
maybe.
bullpen stinks.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the pitchers he's acquired. They're all hurt. Like this guy, I don't know what it is. Everything this guy's been doing the last 5 to 10 years has failed. Their farm system, all you ever hear about is their prospects, how good they are. They come up. Volpe's got a pass for me for the whole year because I think he is going to be really good.
Yeah.
But all these other pitchers, all these pitching prospects, they're going to be great. This one, that one. And they all end up sinking. I don't know if he's out of touch or what. I'm just so over
so you're with
the
me.
same
Yeah.
team. They go to the playoffs. They strike out 15 times in a game, score one run.
Yeah,
and it's
17 times
It's
sometimes
nothing new.
against the Guardians. Listen, it's the same movie, and the movie's not good.
Exactly. And that's what's so frustrating. We've been watching the same team since, 2017?
Just about.
Are you kidding me?
So what's the solution? What's the solution?
I don't know, but get rid of him then.
Well,
get a new voice.
Well,
get a new voice in there.
But they just gave him a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
Why do you think I was screaming that? Let Brian Cashman has not earned the right, because I knew that was not.
It wasn't.
He didn't earn the right. I don't know how else to be repetitive.
It wasn't going to solve the problem.
He hadn't earned the right to rebuild the team, and this is what he does this offseason. I mean, I know you're a little hamstrung because you gave, and rightfully so, he earned every penny. He's the man. Aaron Judge a lot of money, so that limits your flexibility and wiggle room with the rest of the roster. But I need an it. Why is Aaron Hicks here? Why? Did you see that pop up yesterday?
Yeah. Did
you see Aaron Judge look at him like, dude, I mean, I've defended you. He didn't say this, Judge, but you're trying to read his mind. I mean, Aaron Judge is basically holding his hand in the dugout because he's getting booed in the Bronx, and Judge shot him a look last night like, yo, this is indefensible, man. You're on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hitting 109. You can't catch pop-ups.
Yeah,
I can't play with you anymore.
The one, the left center, where he just misread it.
Yeah, the one at the warning track.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a can of corn. You got to make that play.
It wasn't routine, but
you got to make that play every time, especially if you're not hitting. I mean, if you're a beast out, like if you're Schwarber and you don't come over, okay, fine. You're going to hit 40-something bombs again. But if you're hitting 108, you better make that play. You better catch it with your teeth. Larry's in Danbury. What's up, Larry?
Hey, guys. Love the show. You do a great job. BT, you are 100% spot on. This team, I said it in spring training. This lineup is not good. It's not good. They're one injury away from the big three. And, of course, Stanton goes down. Mm-hmm. I hold my breath every time Judge moves, that God forbid he doesn't go down. This lineup stinks. Hicks. Why wasn't he DFA?
I don't because Hal Steinbrenner's cheap. That's why.
No, he's not cheap.
Well, then eat dude. Do you wait? Hold on, Larry. Hold on. Teak, you're the pro athlete in the room.
Yes.
All right. You are the standard of athletic prowess. You and Boomer at the station.
Yes.
And I know the rest of us knuckleheads didn't play. Do you really see a guy who looks like who's meeting a professional standard?
Yeah, but I can't.
In Aaron Hicks?
No.
Okay.
I think
so. They get rid of him.
He's broken, but I can't.
Well, let somebody else fix him.
I can't say that the reason that he's not been DFA'd is because Hal Steinbrenner is cheap. I don't think it's about the money.
Then reluctant to eat the money if we want to parse
I don't think
words.
it's that.
Well, what is it?
I think that they're reluctant to get rid of that. If he's not on the team, who's playing left field?
You could pick somebody out of the stands and they'd be equally effective. It doesn't matter. He can't play.
Yeah, I mean, he was bad yesterday.
He's been bad forever. Go ahead, Larry. All right. Larry's not there.
He was there. He was just listening to us.
This team is brutal.
I think you took over for Lauer there, DT.
Yeah. But I mean, I kept him on. I was going to give a chance to
say something else because I thought he wanted to say something else.
The reality is, though, is that they brought in Frenchie Cordero, they brought in Willie Calhoun, they brought in Cole Calhoun, they brought in all these other guys. Yeah. Honestly,
Willie Calhoun, who stared at the third strike in the
you know what though?
Inning.
I'm sure that he would have caught a ball in left field though. Aaron Hicks is not worth it anymore.
I don't understand it.
You just saw Woody Johnson. Just say, you know what? Open that checkbook. I will bring in the best quarterback available right now.
That's different.
Why?
Because they have to win. The Jets have to win.
But Tiki, what do the Yankees have to do?
The Yankees perennially win. They get to the postseason.
They haven't won a World Series.
I'm not talking about a World Series. I'm talking about winning. You can't compare the Jets to the Yankees. You just can't. I hear what you're trying to say, and I know the analogy that you're trying to draw. It's the wrong one. It's just not. It's not the right one. The Jets are perennially underperforming and terrible. They need to win. You bring in the best player. The Yankees are always in the postseason. They are going through a ridiculously tough stretch, and I don't see an end to it.
Well, what happens when they don't make it this year? What are we saying?
Well, that's when you scream.
Well, I'm actually screaming now as a preemptive measure to maybe get these guys in gear and mix things up.
I mean,
I don't mean the players. I know that they're trying. I mean just the direction of the team. It's the same thing. All right, we're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Friends at Town Fair Minds that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. We're out of here early today, 12:30 for the Yankees. Yankees game. Aaron Rodgers press conference today. And listen, if you just tune it in, this is the worst Yankees team of the century, and I don't see a playoff team.